Great day in the Fraser Valley, so we took Wednesdays with Ward outside here at the locker room at the Abbotsford Entertainment and Sports Center alongside the coach Troy G. Ward. And Troy, the team's back from a lengthy 6-game road trip. You finished with 3 wins and 3 losses. Just overall, in your mind, how do you assess the trip overall?
Well, it was good, Brandon. I thought that we made some strides. To be honest with you, we've kind of had a different team the last couple of, probably 5-6 weeks. We've had a lot of new players in, and I thought we kind of settled in a little bit. The working parts kind of settled in. We got some parts back, and I thought we got better and better, and we did some good things. Even the games I thought we lost, I thought we did some good things moving forward.
Now, the team that you have the best chance to match up against in the playoffs would be Toronto, but if the season ended now, you'd face Chicago. But if you do end up facing a team like Toronto, we've seen some good games between you guys. Unfortunately, the third periods was where they beat you in the end. Just overall, how confident would you be if you did end up facing Toronto in the first round?
Well, I like the way the series went this year. I would, even at their staff, I would say, well, we won 2 here, they won 2 at home. But I think in both situations, I think they felt in the 4-3 loss early in the year that they probably could have beat us that game. And I certainly felt the first game in Toronto a couple of Sundays ago, we lost 3-2 in the last 3 minutes of the game or whatever. I felt that was a game that we should have won or could have won at least at that point. So I think both teams feel good at home and they feel good on the road, and it's a fairly even matched. They've had a little bit of the upper hand here in the last couple of games, and I think that they've had enough good players finish at the right time to make them better than us.
A lot of new guys coming in with major junior and NCAA seasons ending. The big name is getting a first-round pick Morgan Klimchuk. What are the expectations going to be for Morgan, who just got swept out of the WHL playoffs and now looks like he's going to make his professional debut this weekend?
Well, just to keep him going, he's in shape, and he had a really good year. He had some injuries mid-season somewhere around there in the first part, and he finished really strong. I know his coach there in Regina, Malcolm Cameron, was real proud of his efforts from what I've heard through the paper and different things. So we'd like to keep that going and just get his career going. Last year, Brett Kulak joins him. We had Brett here finish the year, played 4 games, and if we can get Morgan some games here down the stretch for us and maybe into the playoffs, if we're fortunate to be there, and it'd be really good for his pro career and just kind of getting things going and understand the game. So that's what we hope to do.
With the new guys here, how much pressure does that put on the regular guys for ice time? I guess when you look back at the season, you got a lot of guys playing well right now and hopefully going into the playoffs. But is their ice time safe, or is it still up in the air with the new guys here?
No, it's up in the air. I mean, we're in a business where we're going to take care of certain players. Like, we're going to take players of the players that are doing the right things for our hockey team. Like, that's the most important thing we're going to do. And whether that's a Morgan Klimchuk, who's just out of major junior, and we feel he can help our team, we are a franchise that's moving forward in the future. And we've got to look at our young players. And this year, I think we did a good job, or helped the process for Bob and his staff to let a lot of new players come up and play their first NHL games, and now we're going to do the same thing with the Klimchuks and these type of guys down here and just keep the process going.
So Chris Breen and Mark Kandari go up due to the fact that Tyler Wotherspoon, unfortunately, it was just announced that he's been shut down the rest of the year. He needs shoulder surgery. And when you look back at the start of the year till now, just how far has he come in his development to becoming a full-time NHLer?
Well, Tyler had a good year. I mean, it was a troublesome year in the first part of the year for a young man because he's used to playing all the time, and he's coming out of Portland, which is a great program, and he wants to be the man. And, at times he was a healthy scratch, and it helped him grow up. And that's part of our process down here, and then it just teach him the things that we like and don't like, and the things that I think Bob and his staff are going to like. And that process got taken care of all year, and he got better and better and better. I thought Chris Breen helped him. I thought Shane O'Brien helped him. And then, unfortunately, he's had an injury that's kind of gotten a little bit worse as time has went on this year, and they've got to shut him down and take care of that. But just a tremendous first year for Tyler. He's put himself in a position where he's got to get through now the surgery and the rehab and get himself better. But, he should be in a position where he's knocking on the door to be a full-time NHL player.
When you look back at your last 10 games, what have you liked about your team's game, and what do you think needs some improvement with playoffs nearby?
Well, I would say I think most of our system play, Brandon, is in good shape. I think it's our moments of truth, and it's kind of shifting a little bit. Like, we haven't been as steady or as consistent would be the word I'd like in a few areas. Our penalty kill goes really good for a while, and even on a lot of kills we do a nice job. We don't give up much, but the one we give up, it ends up in the back of our net. So that's a concern for us. We have gotten much better here at finishing on the power play over the last 6 games, and we've done a nice job there. So I think that part's coming. Our 5-on-5 play in general is really good. Like, I like our system play, and I like where we're at. Now what you're trying to do is get everybody in the right framework mentally so that they can play consistently throughout the rest of the year and into the playoffs, and they have a little what we call mojo going for them with their game. And that's just how you treat players and how you get them ready to play and what they're doing themselves. So tactically, I like where we're at. There's some areas that need to be some fine-tuned, but in general, it's now a player's issue.
And finally, Troy, you're about to finish off the home schedule here in the regular season. The next 2 games this weekend against the Rockford Ice Hogs, and this is a team that's battling for playoff positioning. What can we expect this weekend against Rockford in town?
We're going to get everything they got. It's going to be it'll be a great series for our particular guys to play in. Number one, we're trying to get better and improve down the stretch, and number two, that we're going to go against a team it's kind of like it was in Utica. They had to win games in order to remain in the hunt. We were able to be fortunate to come out of that building with a couple of wins, and it doesn't mean that we're going to win at home. Obviously, we know it's always been tough for us to come off the road, but I like the team we're playing. I like the fact that they're hungry and they want to bring their best hockey, and that's what we want to face right now.
Appreciate this. Thanks, Troy.
You're welcome.